There's a profound truth hidden in the tasks we find the most tedious. It's funny, right? We think enlightenment is found on a mountaintop, but maybe, just maybe, it's waiting for us in that pile of laundry. Within the simple act of a chore, there is a path to a clear mind and a much lighter soul. So let's explore how we can transform these duties into what I like to call a golden ritual, a true spiritual practice. Does this sound at all familiar? That feeling of resistance, the sheer weight of these small, necessary tasks? You know the ones: sorting the recycling, filling out some form, making that phone call you've been putting off for a week. We tend to judge ourselves for this, right? We call it laziness or a lack of discipline. But what if I told you it isn't a personal failing at all? See, this feeling of troublesomeness, it's not just in your head. It's been described as a fundamental force of our physical world, a kind of spiritual gravity called inertia. Think about that. It's not some flaw you need to overcome. It's a natural law, like gravity itself, that you can learn to understand and, well, work with. Okay, so let's dive into what this gravity really is. Why do some of these tasks feel so incredibly heavy? The answer, it turns out, lies in the actual energy of completion. There's a really interesting energetic principle at play here. Just beginning a task? That generates a spark, a little surge of potential. It feels good. But to actually see it all the way through, to tie up every single loose end and call it done, that requires a far greater, much more focused investment of your energy. It's that final push that truly matters, and it's where that spiritual gravity really pulls on us. And this really illustrates the cost of not finishing. Every single incomplete task stays active in your mental space. It's exactly like having a heavy, clunky app constantly running in the background of your phone, just draining the battery and slowing everything else down. This low-level drain just clutters up your mind and, believe it or not, can actually lower your spiritual vibration. So the big question is, how do we shift this? Well, we completely reframe the entire experience. We have to stop seeing chores as this burden we have to endure and start seeing them for what they truly are, a profound, almost sacred ceremony. Just think about this for a second. The very rules and procedures that frustrate us so much, the bureaucracy, the specific recycling days, all of it, these are constructs that are completely unique to this physical plane. They just don't exist in other realms of consciousness. This means that every time you engage with them, you're actually participating in a special, limited-time event. It's a core, authentic part of the Earth experience. Our default reaction, right? It's our conditioned response. A sigh, a click of the tongue, that feeling of being imposed upon. Ugh, what a pain. So we rush through it just to get it over with, bringing all this negative, heavy energy to the task. But here is the pivot. Here's the enlightened approach. Instead of frustration, you adopt the mindset of a graduate walking through their old school one last time. You look at the task and you think, so this was the rule of Earth. I see. I learned from it. Thank you. You approach the task not with resentment, but with the grace of a sacred farewell. Let's see how this builds into a really practical ritual. Say you're getting rid of a large item, like an old piece of furniture. It's not just throwing something away. No, it's a ceremony of severing your contract with that physical object. Each step, making the call, buying the little ticket, the physical act of moving it, is part of the ritual. And the final act? You release it with genuine gratitude, consciously closing that energetic loop for good. Now, this whole philosophy doesn't just apply to big, annoying tasks. In fact, its greatest power might actually lie in the small, everyday moments. The real art is in accumulating these small, conscious completions. And this leads us to a beautifully simple yet profoundly effective principle, the 2-minute rule. The discipline here is so straightforward. If a task will take you less than 2 minutes to do, you do it immediately, right now. No hesitation, no I'll get to it later. In practice, this means answering that email as soon as you read it. It means putting your coat on the hook instead of draping it over a chair. It means washing that one coffee cup the moment you're done with it. Each tiny action prevents you from creating what I call a debt of later, and it keeps your mental and physical space clear and open. And the benefit of this practice is honestly profound. When you start to eliminate all that mental clutter, your mind becomes quiet. It becomes still. And in that stillness, it transforms into a perfect receiver for your own intuition, for inspiration. You're literally creating the space for brilliant ideas and guidance to arrive. So
Ultimately, what we're really talking about here is more than just productivity or being tidy. This simple act of cleaning up is a direct path to lightening your soul, and it's about preparing yourself for whatever comes next. There's this beautiful old proverb that just captures this perfectly. It's all about leaving a place with grace and with respect. Think of each day as a performance, a play. Our chores, that's the quiet, dignified act of clearing the stage after the play is done, preparing the space for a brilliant new day to begin. And this right here is the ultimate takeaway. Every single time you choose to face a task, not with a sigh, but with mindful presence, and maybe even a little bit of love, you're doing profound spiritual work. You're dissolving an energetic chain. With each small completion, you become lighter, freer, and more prepared for your brilliant future. So, I'll just leave you with this question. Just look around you, right now. What is that one small 2-minute thing that you can approach not as a chore, but as a golden ritual? What tiny chain can you remove in this very moment to welcome a lighter, more brilliant tomorrow?